People of the United Kingdom, you can see the time is 12:07 a.m. It's Monday and it is 26th of July 2021, and I'm at home. I've been home all day long, and you can see the books here, which is the International Rogers Thesaurus and the Rogers Thesaurus and Media Law by Jeffrey Robertson and Andrew Nicol, Politics of the Judiciary, and of course Martin Short, Inside the Brotherhood, and Stephen Knight, The Brotherhood. And I fight the case where my husband is the beneficiary on the deaths of my sons after my death. And it is unmasked in here that the Parliament's inquiry of Freemasonry into judiciary and the police that was concluded by Right Honourable Chris Mullen, the chair of the House of Commons Home Select Committee, that nothing undermines public confidence more than the knowledge that some public servants are members of the secret society whose sole aim is mutual self-advancement in wrongful column of mutual support for self-greed of career advancement or materialistic gain of cash or kind. And then on page 15, it gives out that the Freemason police is charged by the Parliament's inquiry as a nexus and for being in organized crime, along with the other corrupt public servants that join Freemasonry, where the Parliament members, as well as the local self-government, which has the housing under it, which is the council, they are also part and parcel of it, among all the others that come from many different areas of British life from the system. And so that is a polluted system, that is a defection, that is Gundaism and Gangism, and that is criminal and immoral, and that is what it is. But it shows how it breaks Freemasons, break people's careers as well, and so on and so forth. And you can see that it's a mafia. It treats victims as criminals, criminals as victims, the inept promoted, the able destroyed, etc., so on and so forth. And then you can also see that it is devoted to murder and terrorism for financial gain, which is here in the prologue, which is giving out right here that Freemasonry is an underground movement devoted to murder and terrorism for financial gain. And it is unmasking in the Great Debate, in the chapter of the police, that the police is inseditious, the Freemasons police that change their religions from law to crime, and that the non-Masons are hounded out and out of jobs and their livelihoods are ruined, etc. And it's blackmail and violence, but the police arranges the robberies and murders well in advance via the criminals of the Masons' Lodge. And then furthermore, you can see that it's a large web of deceit, and you can also see that in Jack the Ripper, 5 prostitutes were murdered because Freemasonry is coercion by death, and the murders are arranged by the police in collusion with the government, and also includes the opposition party, and that's how it's a political caucus. It is described that it's a black power, and you can see here that the disturbing truth is that it's an official cover-up where the official cover-up is done by the Commissioner of Police himself in this Jack the Ripper cases. But it says that it confirmed that Freemasonry is really the unseen power behind the throne and government alike. And then you can see on pages 199, we can go straight into page 199, where you can see that the council members are also into Freemasonry, that of both parties, and that they break down the law and order and create an anarchy, and they get into their self-greed. And then you can see that the leading members of the majority party swear on oath on allegiance to the opposition party and vice versa, and destroy the two-party, two-tier system, that the checks and balances fail, and from there on, especially the council officers belong to the same lodge, and democracy is finished. And that is the heart of the matter. And so you can see democracy is finished. Whatever debate occurs in public is just a facade. And the disturbing truth is that everything is decided well in advance. And then you can also see that the Public Standards Committee of, here you can see the Royal Commission of the Standards of Conduct in Public Life has held many councils in criminal proceedings because that is the real access wherever the victim is, and secret decisions are reached within the town hall lodges, which if publicly known would never exist. And some councils are here as well, and you can see that free mysteries, bribes are secretly passed under the table, and that it's a morally polluted organization where victims are treated as criminals and criminals as victims. And I've been told that I've been anesthetized and gang raped, anesthetized and given injections to hasten death, but I do not communicate with any of the neighbors where I live, because I've been told that it's been done to me. And I was nominated to become the University Students' MP, but as yourselves know that the judges have obstructed it, and they have been saying, the police has said quite openly, get her, finish her, get rid of her, kidnap her, hijack her, and so on and so forth. So that is common knowledge, and the case is very hot, which is not very good, but what can you do? But it's very important to keep yourselves updated, and you can see that it is so morally polluted, the organization, that it may cease to exist, and that Freemasonry is used as a personal power, and that only the fighters have any hope of beating the system once it works against them, and that there is no defense against an evil which only the perpetrators know exists. And the judges, you can see that the judges are charged pernicious, which is the unlawful killing of the victim in 308 in the International of the Thesaurus. And you can see that everything is decided well in advance, because Freemasonry is the Freemason judges, they sell justice out of court. They do the underhanded dealing, which is insider trading, which is a death deal for a death trap of the victim, and so on and so forth. And of course, that it is a witch hunt, which is on page 11. You can see here, I shall show you on page 114 that Freemasonry is a witch hunt, that many people want to see Masonry banned within the police. And so that one is not far. It's right here. You can see that Freemasonry Masonic witch hunt. Many people want to see Masonry banned in the police, and that there are many political extremists that sit in the parliament houses that obstruct justice, and that is why for 25 years my husband has the illegal possession of both my sons, and he's the beneficiary of the deaths of my sons after my death, and the divorce has never taken place. He's remarried to the other woman for the last 25 years, and he's an adulterous husband whose affairs were brought into the open by his own consultant on his farewell party in Withage Hospital. And you can see the three Masons swear on oath to help any other Mason to the detriment of non-Masons. So that is that it is rob, loot and kill. And of course you can also see on page 185 that Freemasonry is insider trading by another name, which is illicit business, which is the entrapment of the victim for a death trap, and it's pernicious, which is the unlawful killing of the victim by hook or by crook, and then or kidnapping or hijacking, etc., and of course gang rape and everything, which is the way it is. And then you can see that the Mason judges are top Masons, and they treat the common man of Britain as expendable nuisance. And also you can see on page 186 that of Martin Short Inside the Brotherhood, that Freemasonry, there's nothing called merit or justice in Freemasonry. It's all about due subordination. Forget about merit, it says. And then you can see that Freemasonry is in hierarchy. It's a white supremacy. And that you can see that when Parliament passed the Unlawful Societies Act, it outlawed all organizations, the members of which are required to take an oath not authorized by the law. And that description fitted Freemasonry perfectly. So it's an unlawful society with an unlawful oath. And then you can see on the next page, which is here, page 188, that Freemasonry is a seditious force of British society, distorting the decisions of the state, against the populace at large. But in the beginning of the book, which you have seen, that it is a political caucus, that this one, which is the concluding statement of Right Honorable Chris Polling, Chair of House of Commons Home Select Committee, which I have done with yourselves, that it's nothing undermines public confidence more than the knowledge that some public servants are members of the secret society whose sole aim is mutual self-advancement. And so it is a network, it's syndicalism, where it is a common cause of mutual self-advancement of white supremacy, but it's a colored bar to kill and get rid of the non-white victim who somebody who could become a political figure and a political force for democracy, rights and justice with impartiality and neutrality and independent. I was nominated to become an independent MP, but it was obstructed on a very high level. Even it's a public petition with the House of Commons accepted by Leader of House of Commons, but they were amalgamated and combined as well into doing the injustices, and the justice was obstructed. And then you can see furthermore on page 13 that Freemasonry is immoral and criminal world, that if any honest Masons complain about the criminal and immoral conduct of their brothers, then indeed it is not the wrongdoers that face the ostracism or exclusion, but it is the honest Masons that are shunted out of the Masons Lodge, which is the criminal world and immoral world. That's why it is NSI. And then you can see furthermore that well-publicized events show members of acting corruptly, that favors granted or withheld, inept promoted, enabled, destroyed, defending parent awarded custody. And then furthermore you can also see that Freemasonry is riddled with ill will and malice, and furthermore that it is selfishness, crookedness, and it is corrupt ends of any kind. And furthermore you can also see that it is exploited for financial gain and career advancement, which is right here. And furthermore you can also see that Freemasons do not practice what they preach. They find pride in the breaches of the law rather than its observance, which is here on page 14. Freemasonry as a body does not practice what it preaches. And so that one you have seen. And of course one of the main things that you haven't seen is in the Brotherhood by Stephen Knight, that in the chapter of the Dissidents itself, which is that the lives of the victims are ruined over and over again. But the main thing is that Freemasons are unprincipled people, and if they fight for justice, then it is the Department of Health as well as the Department of Social Security as well as the Law Society, which they have written here, which will obstruct the justice, and they will aid and abet the murders, because it is an underground movement devoted to murder and terrorism for financial gain, which I'll go again and show yourselves, and you can see that one. And you can see that is how the housing minister comes under the Social Security department, and that's how because this is an axis, and I've been told that you are an axis, they want to get rid of you and finish you off. And then my area MPs, who have all been amalgamated, combined, promoted as ministers or shadow ministers, and they have been highlighted by the media so that they can gain the public trust, and then they can under false pretenses saying that we are giving a vaccination, but in fact it's a prefix to achieve a murder, a non-white murder, which is called ethnic cleansing in the Oxford Dictionary. It's none of my making, but it's all happening. It's in the current affairs, and anyone can confirm all those things of what is happening. It's glaring, and that's why they're saying pick her up, take her away, finish her off. And they are guilty and deadly guilty of what is by the book, and it is being unmasked by the book itself. And you can see here John Paulson, the notorious corrupt architect, which became a scandal, for he gave bribes to the local self-government and nationalized industries and many others, because Masonry is a backdoor to obtaining businesses. It's a web of corruption, and that it is that the Freemasonry plays a big role in the appointments, contracts and promotions in many areas of British life. So that one you have seen. So that was very important to show ourselves. But you can also see that Freemasonry is an underground movement devoted to murder and terrorism for financial gain and career advancement, you have seen. And it's a revolution which revolts against the law. And then you can see that it's establishment based, and its members derive benefit from Freemasonry only so long as the status quo is maintained. And then you can also see on page 4 of the prologue that Freemasons intrude into areas of life that they never should, and that they cause alarming miscarriage of justice. And so that one, and you can also see that Freemasonry is disinformation and misinformation, and that they divert the discourse, which is on page 18 of Martin Short Inside the Brotherhood. They do not deal with matters and they do a witch hunt. You have already seen that one. So